Good everyone, it's Steve from SnkrTechTalk, back with another video today. For today's video, we will be taking a look at the Air Jordan 9 Retro in the powder blue colorway. Alright, so before we get things started, the Air Jordan 9 originally released in November of 1993 in the white, true red, and black colorway. Basically the white and black colorway that was featured in Space Jam. But here we have the powder blue colorway, and these originally released in 1994 for a retail price of $125. So as you can see right here, I do have Sole Collector issue 22. It is the Air Jordan 23 issue where there is a ton of info from all the Air Jordan shoes. And there are some key details of the Air Jordan 9 in here. There is a large volume air sole unit in the heel, an encapsulated air sole unit in the forefoot, and a dynamic inner booty construction and a one-pull lacing system. Basically, if these laces are loose, you can just pull from the top and they slide through these eyelets perfectly and they snug up around your foot. So for the time in 1993 or 1994, it was a groundbreaking design. But without further ado, let's take a look at the shoes. Alright, so just before we get started, we do have this Air Jordan box right here with the black top and the gray side. Inside of the box, you do just have your standard black kind of garbage bag tissue paper, and I believe that's what the shoes came with in 1993 and 1994. So on the bottom of the outsole for the Air Jordan 9, you do have this kind of globalized outsole because Jordan Brand or Michael Jordan was a global phenomenon in 1993 or 1994. So you do kind of have a world here, a bunch of different languages right here. It says 1994, and then you have an oversized Jumpman here at the heel. So that's what you're getting on the outsole. I've actually never played in the Air Jordan 9, so I don't know how they perform as far as performance goes, but the traction pattern to me is definitely a cool outsole on the Air Jordan 9, kind of detailing a bunch of storytelling. Now, as far as the cushioning goes within that midsole, like I already mentioned, in the heel, you do have an air sole unit in the heel, and then in the forefoot, you have a full-length encapsulated air sole unit as well. So once these break in directly underfoot, they might be nice, but with that polyurethane midsole, you're not going to get a ton of compression in the Air Jordan 9s. One other thing to note about the comfort directly underfoot, the insole on this pair is polyurethane. It is a black insole with the Nike Air right here. So as far as the step-in comfort directly underfoot with that polyurethane insole, it's very comfortable in my opinion. And then again, you have a heel and forefoot air sole unit. Moving your way up from the cushioning, as far as the material goes on this retro right here, you have a very stiff leather. Now this leather is very reminiscent of the 85 high Air Jordan 1 retros. So in my opinion, it's more of a performance grade leather. It's a pretty thick cut, it's pretty firm, but I do think these will break in nicely. And in my opinion, they're way better than the 2010 retros. I had those and they were very cheap and very plasticky on foot. And I was not a fan of the 2010 Air Jordan 9 powder blue retro as far as materials go. So all things considered, I do think this is an upgrade. And then you do have all of these perforations that are on the lateral and the medial side, offer some breathability on the Air Jordan 9. And then on this mudguard right here, that's where some people are having some issues. Right here, this tooth right here, there's a gap on the right shoe, but on the left shoe, on a ton of people's pairs, it's a far smaller gap. So I don't know if these shoes were made in different factories, the left and the right, to prevent theft. I have heard that from the brand, but there is a bit of a discrepancy when it comes to the spacing right here on the mudguard for the left shoe compared to the right shoe on the powder blue Jordan 9. Moving your way up from that, as far as the tongue goes, you have a very comfortable mesh tongue, and then it has a line running up the middle of the tongue, but this is a very soft and very cushioned tongue. As far as the lacing system on these guys go, you do have that speed lacing system. They're basically plastic eyelets with rope laces that run through them, so if you do pull from the very top, it will cinch the laces up tightly around your foot with one pull from the top of the shoe. And Tinker Hatfield was the designer of this Air Jordan 9 right here. Obviously, Michael Jordan was retired and playing baseball, and he did play in a cleat version of the Air Jordan 9. As far as the tongue right here, it also is kind of a one booty construction here. So it is kind of a booty here. You slide your foot in and it wraps very nicely around your foot. It's super comfortable even to today's standards. So it does kind of remind me of the Huarache bootie that Tinker Hatfield also designed in 1991. So definitely a comfortable shoe when it comes to the tongue. This back pull tab is actually connected to that bootie as well. So overall, it's very comfortable as far as the tongue and just the inner construction of the Air Jordan 9. And you do see this little kind of world logo with a Jumpman in the middle of it. So a very cool design for the time. The original pair never had a 23 on it. The retro in 2010 and a ton of other retros had the 23 at the back, but I'm very happy that they did away with it because I always like to have my retros as close as possible to the OGs. One other really cool design feature that they did bring back that was on the original, and it's really cool in my opinion that they did pay this close attention to detail, but the cut lines on the Air Jordan 9 powder blue are blue themselves as well. So it's a very cool design feature, and I'm very happy that they did pay close attention and bring that back here on the 2024 retro. I think they did a fantastic job on this retro, all things considered. Now, as far as the fit goes on the Jordan 9, I'm usually a size 10.5 or 11, more so 10.5 in all of my retros. But in the 9s, I've always been an 11. 10.5 is way too snug. As you can see right here in the forefoot, it does taper in quite a bit, so it is a pretty narrow shoe. And I tried a 10.5 in store, and there was no way I was wearing it. My toe was smashing towards the end of the shoe. So I went with my standard size 11, and I was good to go. And then really quickly in this book, as you can see right here, there are the original releases from 1993 and 1994. So in 93, you got the white, black, true red pair. In 93, it says here the dark powder blue came out. I thought those came out in 94, but I could be wrong. But in the book here, it says 93. And then you got the black olive pair. I believe those are coming out again this year as well. And then you got the black dark charcoal pair in 94. The first retro run was in 2002 with the white and black, the olive, and the French blue flint grays, and then the cool grays as well. And then you did get some low tops. So the Jordan 9s have definitely got some love over the years, and I'm definitely happy that these are back for the 30th anniversary. Sound off in the comments though, did you guys pick this retro up? The retail price was $210 USD, so very steep all things considered. Here in Canada, they were $270. After tax, they were like $285. So I think the prices are absolutely absurd with what Jordan Brand is doing with their price points. I think it's just crazy that they're charging us $210 for very outdated tech. I know they're nostalgic shoes, but I just think the price points are really whack. So if you can wait to get these on sale, I would recommend doing so, but I did pick them up for the retail price of $270. But that's going to do it for today's video on the Air Jordan 9 in the powder blue colorway. As always, if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, that definitely helps the channel a ton. Sound off in the comments what you guys think of this retro and the Air Jordan 9s in general. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Or are you just indifferent about them? Also, check out my Instagram over at SnkrTechTalk, as it is an extension of my YouTube channel with all my pickups, basketball footage, and nostalgia as a whole. As always, thanks for watching today's video, and until next time, peace.